ball's never getting to him because he's not picked that it's a slower one out the hand.
And when it's bowled at Dhaka, it's like a spitting cobra.
Not too far away there, I tell you. All's well that ends well. You nervous people in the box here behind me might have heard a few. And nerves justified because home side, well, just at the minute being dominated by the visitors. Yeah, this was sort of a bit of a mix-up. He thought there was one, and nope, it wasn't on. Still nothing. Just the one off. 69 for 3.
নাটকবাজি নাকি জেনুইন উই ডোন্ট জাজ এক টাপে খাবার পিক আপ করুন 15 মিনিটে ফুড প্যান্ডা
ফাস্টেস্ট অ্যাবজর্পশন আর ওয়েট লক টেকনোলজি নিয়ে এলো নতুন সেনোরা কনফিডেন্স পিরিয়ড হ্যান্ডেল করার জন্য 12 ঘন্টার নন স্টপ প্রোটেকশন দুনিয়াটা তোমার প্লেগ্রাউন্ড প্লে উইথ কনফিডেন্স
সাধারণ ডিস্টেম্পার বা সিমেন্ট পেইন্ট আর নয় বাড়ির ভেতরে ও বাইরের দেয়ালের সৌন্দর্য ও সুরক্ষায় ব্যবহার করুন স্মার্ট ও সাশ্রয়ী রং বার্জার রেডিয়েন্স
বাইরে চকচকে
ভেতরে ঝকঝকে
Yeah, the time ebbs away. And the scoreboard, well, that just keeps ticking on. Rate required at the start, 6.3. That's gone up. Now up to 7.7. Playing against South Africa. And we go on about memories, but it's important. Shot. Yeah, gets across the field, across the turf. Afif in the deep then.
Yeah, young guy, very quick around the boundary, and he's given a lot of space there, a lot of ground to cover, isn't it?
Yep, youngster out there. Yeah, say about memories, it's important. I mean, think of records, and so many will refer to them, the psychological barriers for anyone. You get an example, and then you start to believe you can. And as a team, it would have been, an insurmountable scenario sort of turning up in South Africa for many years for them. And now that they've beaten South Africa, albeit in England, they know they can.
Absolutely, they know they can. And these reference points are very important because, as you say, confidence gets built from it and the belief gets built from it. Into the 19th over now, 75 for 3.
Saudi Extreme. Enjoy smooth speed. Pureit. বাংলাদেশ সরকারের প্রতিষ্ঠান দ্বারা যাচাইকৃত একমাত্র ওয়াটার পিউরিফায়ার। রিঙ্কো পেইন্টস একটি আরএফএল পণ্য।
What a day it was for Bangladesh and South Africa. I had 3. I remember 3 right up at the start of the World Cup and couldn't get going at all. 3 early games, lost them 3 on the bounce, and there'd have been many who have been looking at that Bangladesh game. I think it was the second game, and saying, "Well, at least there's that one in there. They can win." As you know, they would think. They were turned over. Bangladesh played beautifully on the. South Africa really had no answers. Faces Ahmadullah Riaz at the back end with the 46 not out, played some wonderful shots, but Shakib There's Mushfiqur Rahim. And then in the bowling as well, they were good. Started off well. It's off the edge. Just be a single.
Yeah, and the other reason why that victory would be so significant for Bangladesh cricket, they'd actually beaten us before in the 2007 World Cup as well. But that was in Guyana, and a surface very similar to subcontinent conditions, so they were comfortable there. They played really well in the day, and it was a good victory for them. But this was done in England in conditions that suit South Africa more, and so any victory for Bangladesh cricket away from home in foreign conditions that are not the same as Bangladeshi, they really need these for building their confidence. Lovely stroke out by Temba to deep point. Afif cleans up again.
Atar Ali Khan is here with us, and he was bullish at the start of the day. And bullish because, one, Shakib Al Hassan is here. And in asked him off here, just having a chit chat, catching up as we do. You know, is he here or is he here? Which one? You know? He said, well, he's professional. Once he's here, he's going to play and he's going to play well. It's that slowy, particularly, and the shortest format of the game. Mustafizur, yes, he possesses a whole lot of skills, but because he has that slowy, then all the others can also take a thing. And once he's on song and he can mix it up with the various ones, short, full and swing. When he started, and that slow ball, well, you're struggling, aren't you?
But that's why it's important that South Africa don't let the run rate get out of hand, because it's very difficult to get off at the end.
Thinking two, he's got a good arm, Tuscan. You don't want to take it on.
Yeah, not so quick around the boundary, but a good clean pickup, and he does have a strong arm, so good decision there by Rassi and Temba not to go for the second.
Yeah, did well up at the front, Tuscan. Team of 15. Yeah, top bowler, Mustafizur. Just the 4 off, now to close it out. Yeah, which one? What do you reckon? I think it's Mamadullah Riaz is at mid-off there, just kind of got some confirmation. This is what I'm thinking. What do you reckon? But how wise it is to ask the batter, to be honest. No run. Good over. 79 for 3.
অভিজাত ও রুচিসম্মত স্যানিটারি ওয়্যার ও ফিটিংস শাইন স্যানিটারি ওয়্যার ও ফিটিংস রুচির প্রশ্নে একেবারেই আপোষহীন। মহারাজ, নতুন রেড কিং কুলিং এতে রয়েছে এক অনন্য পাওয়ার কুলিং টিউব, যা কুলিং ক্রিস্টাল সমৃদ্ধ হবে রাজার মতো ঘুম। অনন্য পাওয়ার কুলিং টিউব যুক্ত রেড কিং কুলিং অয়েল, বোনের অপটিমাইজ টেকনোলজি আর হাই কোয়ালিটি ফ্যাব্রিক। কমফি ম্যাট্রেস নিয়ে এলো জীবন পাল্টানোর এক অন্যরকম আরাম। কমফি ম্যাট্রেস, হেলদি অ্যান্ড কমফোর্টেবল।
Bowls that slow ball, and sometimes, you know, batsmen probably can see it because the ball kind of comes, as you say, he comes around it. You can see it, but playing it, and quite often he hits the right length when he bowls it. It's hardly ever a full toss or too short. He gets it on that length where you think you might be able to drive it. As you go in, it's just not quite getting to you, and then it bounces and leaves you as well. So, yeah, a real great skill.
Mehdi Hassan Miraj. They've been around a while now, and when they hosted the 19 Cricket World Cup, he was captain of their under 19s, was pretty good with bat and with ball. So it's a good shot that by Van der Dussen. Nicely done. 2 right-handers is a challenge for the offie.
It will be a challenge, and perhaps the opportunity where the South Africans are looking at their bowling attack and thinking, perhaps off spinner is the one we can get after.
Yep, he'll go at it. Well, Van moved a little straighter, And he's gone for the reverse. Gets 4 and brings up the 50 partnership.
And straight away the pressure is on the off spinner. They've held him back. They've held him back in the bowling attack. They might have been thinking when the left-hander David Miller comes in, we'll bring him on when Miller's there at the crease. But they can't hold him back too much longer. And he started with 2 4s back-to-back. So Rassie van der Dussen transferring the pressure back onto this Bangladeshi bowling attack.
And then 1 straight away. A calmness required, and both these two, Van der Dussen and Bavuma, generally are calm in their demeanor and the way that they operate, and they'll just look to try and bat together as long as possible. It's tough to defend here at Supersport Park. They'll know this, both being players who play in the high felt, and they'll know if they can take it as deep as possible. Even if that rate climbs, if it gets to 10s and 11s, if there's somebody who's in, then they have a chance. And what you don't want to do is go too soon and lose another couple of wickets.
Absolutely. And if you can up your run rate by hitting 4s, less risky than having to go for the 6s, as Rassie has done in this over. He's got 1 through to the cover boundary and then 1 reverse sweep as well. And they've picked off 11 of the over up in the ante without much risk at the moment. So very good over for South Africa. After 21 overs now, 90 for 3.
Walker Footwear, happiness in every step.
ব্রুকবন্ড তাজা সতেজ প্রাণার করা লিগার আপনাকে তাজা
Saudi Extreme. Enjoy smooth speed.
The Worms, still touching. Same stage, Bangladesh hadn't lost a wicket. They were 94 with that loss. And their start was quite slow. Built and built and built for the crescendo at the end, even though they lost wickets. Time for a change upstairs. Sean Pollock and Britt Proctor.
Thanks, Tom. Tuskin back into the attack. He's bowled beautifully. The right arm quick. He bowled at good pace, and his control was quite outstanding. He switched ends now. And I think for the most part, Bangladesh will be delighted with the way they've played. Their batting was outstanding. Their bowling, so far, they've outbowled the South African seamers. They've bowled at greater pace. They've control. They've in foreign conditions to Bangladesh, they've utilised them superior. Driven and through for 4. He's become a good one-day player. Yeah, this is fantastic. This for me, probably the shot of the day. The reason why I say it is just the noise it made off the bat and placement, how quickly it went to the boundary. Really was top-notch from Rassie van der Dussen. I always feel there's question marks against Rassie van der Dussen's run scoring ability at the highest level. And then you look at his numbers in one-day international cricket. He's averaging 75. You know, anybody can have, well, not anybody, but people do have averages of 75. But on much smaller sample sizes than 33 one-day internationals. He scored nearly 1,300, well over 1,300 runs now. You're averaging 75 with those statistics, the amount of cricket you've played, the number of runs you've played. He's the real deal. I think domestically, before he comes into the South African side, he ends up becoming the senior pro in the environment. So he's the one who they want to back for a period of time and not throw it away and try and work out the tempo of the game, what's required. He's brought that exact game plan and finesse to the international level, particularly in the ODIs. Cut away down towards third man on the bounce.
is the one. I think he's a pretty good assessor of situation. Like as much as well as Shakib played, and he's decided to press the accelerator early. I think this man leaves it late as possible, but he somehow contrives to pace it well.
Quite a few Bangladesh fielders who were asking the question of their boundary rider to maybe try and get himself in a bit quicker and try and get his hands underneath it. They understand the importance of a breakthrough here. The partnership 59.
Cut away. It's a good stroke. It's just one. He's played a number of really good offside strokes off back and front foot now, Temba Bavuma. But as always, they've just gone to the sweeper for the single.
Bangladesh lost their first wicket in the 22nd over. They were now 99 for 1. It was Shakibul Hasan who strode to the crease and hit his second delivery away for a fantastic boundary. South Africa 96 for 3. So even Stevens in that department. All depends on what South Africa can do going forward.
The next actual 10 to 12 overs was South Africa's when they were in the field. They took 3 wickets for 29 runs, and it was round about over number 33, 34 that Shakib did when Pratlakwa came back for a second spell, and Ngidi did the same. That's when Shakib said, "I'm going," and boy, did he go. The end of the 22nd, it's 96 for 3.
পানি কে টেস্টি বানা
আম ও কমলার স্বাদে ভরা রিফ্রেশিং টেস্টের এসপি পাউডার ড্রিঙ্ক। পানিকে বানাও টেস্টি পানি, এসপি পানি।
টোনাল অপটিমাইজ টেকনোলজি আর হাই কোয়ালিটি ফ্যাব্রিক কমফি ম্যাট্রেস নিয়ে এলো জীবন পাল্টানোর এক অন্যরকম আরাম। কমফি ম্যাট্রেস, হেলদি অ্যান্ড কমফোর্টেবল।
Good stand, needed stand from 36 for 3 when Markram fell for naught. Shame and Markram, his wretched time continues. Just, it happens. It's even the best. It's just, where is my next run coming from? Where does it go? The IPL. So that's a testing school. You can't really shy away from there. Innings come one after another. You've got to find form quickly. Here's Mahidi. Squirted up behind square. It's just oh, he's coming back for the second. That was good running from Babuma in the sense that it always looked like one, but when he saw the opportunity of the left-handed fielder having to run around the ball, gee, did he get the skates on.
I was thinking more of the fact that it's good running in the sense that he had a hamstring issue not so long ago in the innings. And he seems to have done that. That's proper. Pumping the legs.
Scampered and immediately going for the groin. No, he felt it. Come on, Skip, we don't want that. Pulled, straight to mid-wicket.
I get the feeling that Mahidi needs a few dot deliveries to really try and settle into what his line of length is going to be here this evening, because South Africa are not going to let him settle. They want to go after him.
Chipped away, it'll just be one this time. Often when he senses short stuff from the spin bowler, he really can hop back and pounce on it. A good puller of slow stuff is Bavuma. This time he picked out the fielder.
Just the field they got now, Brett. Absolutely no one in front of square on the leg side to prevent a single.
It's become the norm, isn't it, in modern cricket? Leave that hole and have 2 backward points.
Oh, yes, yeah.
It's almost as if protecting against Van der Dussen's success with the reverse sweep. So they're happy to give away a single, sometimes 2 if the shot is weighted well enough to that vacant mid-wicket position. And there's the 100 for South Africa at the end of the 23rd over.
Saudi Extreme. Enjoy smooth speed.
Great
মাইক্রো পেইন্টস একটি আরএফএল পণ্য।
Managed to produce it.
Valuable, very valuable, just in the context of getting them an outside chance. 8 and over from here is still a lot of runs and a lot of overs to be scoring 8 and over. Bangladesh, they'll always reassure themselves, did exactly that against the much vaunted South African attack. That's what's required. Vanderdussen on 47. Paddled away to the sweeper for one. Kata just steepled a little on the diminutive Bavuma. He coped with it well enough. Just get a sense, Sean, trying to rethink the respective pace attacks here.
Yeah, I think they were also, in many ways, trying to implement a game plan against the nature of this plain surface, trying to stay away from the short boundaries, trying to mix things up.
In the air, it's going to be caught. Or was it going all the way? It goes all the way off the top edge. It's a 50 for Rassie van der Dussen, gleaned in some fortunate fashion. It's gone off the top edge, perilously close to the long leg for 6, but it is another one-day international half-century. Number 11 for Rassie van der Dussen.
Yeah, you'd have to say this is a fortunate boundary to bring about the 50, but everything before it has been class from Van der Dussen. He got 129 not out, 37 not out, 52 out in his last series against India, and he's backed it up here with achieving a 50 again every 11th one, so that's basically every 3 innings he gets to that 50 mark in the shorter format.
Oh, gloved. Steaming in is Tuskin. He really is bending his back.
It did look like that top edge was going to be taken on the boundary, but we know the nature of the half veld. Every once in a while, it just flies that 5 to 10 meters further than you think it will. His heart would have been in his mouth at that stage, but eventually, actually, comfortably over the fine leg.
You're quite right. I mean, halfway through its passage, I thought Longleg didn't have to move, but it got over him by a good 4 or 5 meters. Well played, Rassie van der Dussen, but he knows right there, it's a mild acknowledgement. He knows there's a lot more to be done. Keen, ambitious, the appeal that is.
Yeah, the way they've appealed, I'm sure they're going to be sending this up. Timber rock back to try and cut it down to backward point. And I think they feel that it hit the top of the pad first. 3, 2, 1. No, they're not going to go up.
It always did look as if it hit him. I agree with you, Sean, hit the pad first, but it always looked outside the line.
Banged in back of a length. Actually hit the thigh pad first. No, not much going for it, really.
No. Probably hence the wry smile from Maria Rasmus going, fellas, you refer this one at your peril. Just the 2 wides bowled here by Bangladesh. 2 no balls and 11 wides bowled by South Africa in a different bowling performance. Beats him outside the off stump. 10 over. It's 110 for 3.
Yeah, Tuscan's been really good, hasn't he? Both spells so
RFL CPVC Pro Pipe and Fittings যা পরিবহন করতে পারে সর্বোচ্চ 93 সেন্টিগ্রেড তাপমাত্রার যে কোনো উত্তপ্ত লিকুইড RFL CPVC Pro Pipe and Fittings, the hot option. মহারাজ নতুন রেড কিং কুলিং অয়েল, এতে রয়েছে এক অনন্য পাওয়ার কুলিং টিউব যা কুলিং ক্রিস্টাল সমৃদ্ধ। হবে রাজার মতো ঘুম। অনন্য পাওয়ার কুলিং টিউব যুক্ত রেড কিং কুলিং অয়েল। টোনেল অপটিমাইজ টেকনোলজি আর হাই কোয়ালিটি ফ্যাব্রিক কমফি ম্যাট্রেস নিয়ে এলো জীবন পাল্টানোর এক অন্যরকম আরাম। কমফি ম্যাট্রেস, হেলদি অ্যান্ড কমফোর্টেবল।
That was the boundary to take him to that 50 milestone. You said he's still got a lot to do. Well, he's got to get still 20 just to get his average.
Exactly. I just thought one of the features of that package, when he's building his innings, you never get a sense that Rassi van der Dussen is trying to overhit the ball. Even the reverse sweep, it's just to make sure of placement. That back foot stroke he hit off Mahedi, the short one, he opened the face, angled it past extra, and hit it hard enough just to beat the sweeper coming round. Doesn't have to thrash it before, he just gets it in the gap and makes sure the fast outfield does the rest.
If I had to assess him from playing the spin perspective, I would say when you get down to the subcontinent, he may still have to work on a few things in order to be able to knock the ball around. But he's got a game plan, and the game plan takes pressure off him. He's so comfortable sweeping square with the orthodox sweep or the reverse sweep that invariably within the first 5 to 10 deliveries that he faces, he implements those shots superbly and gets one away or two away to the boundaries, and that just takes the pressure off him. And I think that's the key. It's part of what the experience does. It gives you that ability to take the pressure off yourself, give you extra time to be at the crease just to get yourself in, and then you can look to play your normal game.
He needs to be grown with his ability to play spin. I mean, he played Chahal, the Indian spinner, in the ODI down in Paul, where spinners were dominating. He came and reverse swept him and just changed the momentum of the game.
এসে হলো 25 ওভারে হয়েছে 110 আর 215
This is Mahidi Hassan Miraz.
হলো তো
He'll be going to the half century maker. 205, a massive 205 still needed.
25 ওভারে
Off 156 balls, that's 7.9 to the over. Wants two. Bavuma going to come back? No, not with that leg.
Sabar, Miraj. Normal lah, Rapi.
আইপিএলের মতন খেলা হবে কালেকশন পারবে
Come boys.
উইকেট আছে
Heavy go,
See the field that changes. Man comes across the leg side, and two men behind squares, just the one now on the offside.
তিন বলে সব দূরে খেলতে
Oh, a lovely tossed up delivery. Attempted the big stroke, and you saw Bavuma shape as if to do so, and then just had to check the punch.
I think personally, I feel that Mahedi's been a bit flat for the South African surfaces. In Bangladesh, you can fire it in at pace, and it often grips and holds up a little bit, but here it tends to skid on.
Whipped away in the gap. Look at that placement again from Van der Dussen. Footwork was good, got himself in a position just to flick. Didn't power it, but the placement was perfect.
It's got the keeper and bowler looking at each other.
দুশন
going,
থাকলে তো
How did
দুশন
that get to
থাকলে
the
তো
fence?
শেষ
We thought maybe cut off the second
70 রান করলে
strong position, and then just a whip of the wrists means it comes off the bat with some fair pace. Placement again tonight for Van der Dussen, superb.
why not doing it?
Run hard. He's placed it well again. Look at that, right between the two boundary riders. Easy two. This is the key to Rassi van der Dussen and building the pressure, building the pace of the innings, his ability to place.
Yeah, partnership 82 of 98. He's striking at a run a ball or just better. Temba Bavuma is just under 60. So he has been so key to this fight back.
Come here.
Is it through cover? No, it's not. Bidoff has made ground pretty deep there on the ring. An important save. He's proved a bit of a problem for Tamim Iqbal, the skipper. This is the end of his third over. So 9 from that over, 25 done. We're at the halfway stage. It's 120 for 3. At the same stage, Bangladesh for 112 for 2.
Yeah, most of the
Walker Footwear, happiness in every step.
It's still a tough task, but it hasn't, in terms of run rate, gone upwards for the last 5 overs. In fact, it's diminished to decimal points. 7.8 to the over required.
Tuskin moves into his 8th. You get a sense here, Sean, with Tamim Iqbal playing the trump card here, Tuskin into his 8th. I mean, we're only just halfway through the innings, and he's taking the Tuskin option out of the equation unless he strikes now. That's the trump he's trying to play, break the partnership through Tuskin. I think it also goes down to Mr. Vazua and how they consider him. I think they just really do believe at the back end he is the key with those variations that he possesses. The only thing I would be maybe questioning is maybe a slip in place to try and give him the potential to break partnership. I feel that the outside edge is likely anything else. Clipped away to the onside sweeper. One of the other indications of the increasing parity in this run chase is the majority Bangladeshi crowd has got a little quiet. It's been very boisterous for the early part of the innings and the latter part of the Bangladeshi innings. Don't touch the money. One wicket here, and they'll be boisterous again. Yes. Now, those faces are telling a tale. They're getting a little bit worried. Yeah, there's some concern, definitely concern. They will explode on a wicket. And not arms crossed, bad body language. I don't like crossed arms. Trying to be calm. I don't mind it. It's just I've been told that if you stand there with crossed arms, it's bad body language. Who told you that? Those body readers. How many sets of... they're all confident. There's no crossed arms there. Maybe they're just cold. Trying to keep themselves warm. The breeze that was around earlier is gone completely. The flags atop the big scoreboard are completely limp. He's tried. He's really run in as Tuskin. Do you wonder if there's an awareness too between Temba Bavuma and Rassie van der Dussen that this could be the last over of his spell and a period of let's call it positive initiative taken by these two has just been tempered. Just let's see him off and then see what else Bangladesh have got. Well, I think if you have a look at the assessment, there's just been the 5 bowlers used so far. Mahedi's going at over 8. He's still got 7 to complete. Maybe they turn to someone else to contribute to complete those 10. So that's where they feel they can make up for anything. So nothing untoward against Tuskin. He's been excellent. He really has the effort going. He's still 140. Yeah, so his last 2 deliveries have been what I've been impressed by. They tight on the off stump. The length is fantastic. It's catching the batter on the crease. If it just beats the defense. We saw him pick up the wicket of Verena. And it's been difficult to dominate him when he's been that consistent on that line of length. That's been what he's been really good. Fantastic over. Can he close it out? Average speeds today. He's the quickest of the lot. Look at that. Janssen down at average 131 and Gidi not even on that. That just gives you an indication of the... That's a very good over. It's just 1 from it. 26 done. 121 for 3. Have you had a look at your decimal change?
অভিজাত ও রুচিসম্মত স্যানিটারি ওয়্যার অফ ফিটিংস শাইন স্যানিটারি ওয়্যার অফ ফিটিংস রুচির প্রশ্নে একেবারেই আপোষহীন। মহারাজ নতুন রেড কিং কুলিং অয়েল, এতে রয়েছে এক অনন্য পাওয়ার কুলিং টিউব যা কুলিং ক্রিস্টাল সমৃদ্ধ। হবে রাজার মতো ঘুম। অনন্য পাওয়ার কুলিং টিউব যুক্ত রেড কিং কুলিং অয়েল। Women optimized technology আর হাই কোয়ালিটি ফ্যাব্রিক কমফি ম্যাট্রেস নিয়ে এলো জীবন পাল্টানোর এক অন্যরকম আরাম। কমফি ম্যাট্রেস হেলদি and comfortable.
Every delivery was a slow. No, a lot of cutters. That's very fair.
Never mind cutters, just slow.
just hardly let it go. Now you make a very valid point there, Sean. As you always do. Who have we got now? Mahedi's 3 overs that were expensive removed from the attack. Here's the other left armour who bowled pretty well in the opening spell, Shariful Islam. Switch of ends for the left armour. He bowled a really good opening spell where he got the wicket of Yanaman Malan bowling from the Hennips end. He now comes on from the Pavilion end, or West Lane end. Game is nicely balanced. You still feel an 8 and over run rate from here is tough. But
there's no panic in this partnership. The nice, calm, cool way about which it's been compiled has been good. Shariful. Rassie van der Dussen's been exemplary. And I don't think Temba Bavuma is too worried about the fact that he's striking at under 60s, 31 or 53, because his partner's fluent. It just, he's happy to play second fiddle, but the partnership is needed.
Whenever a seam is reintroduced, particularly when a partnership's on the go, you always, or I do from a commentary perspective, I look and see, okay, well, what is the plan here? Where do they think they can break this partnership? Is it just the bowler relying on the batter making a mistake, or is there an actual game plan? If you had a slip in place, you're thinking, okay, well, they're trying to find the outside edge, strike in and around outside the off stump. But for both these guys, you do get the feeling that they're searching for the straighter delivery, maybe to try and target the stumps, trap him.
Not bad to break the stand, and that was an effort ball with steep bounce, and it gloves Bavuma. He's got to go for 31. Now they're noisy on the banks again. It's 121 for 4.
I told you not to touch the money, Brett. Have a look at the celebrations. They are so excited. They realize how important that breakthrough is for them. Partnership of 88 is broken, and that was a fantastic delivery. We touched on bounce, and have a look at that. That stands up steeply. Bavuma trying to get over the top of it, just trying to guard it down to third man. All he can do is edge it through back into the mix as work for the Tigers. They have their fourth, 121 for 4, and Temba Bavuma has to depart for 31 or 55.
RFL CPVC Pro Pipe and Fittings, যা পরিবহন করতে পারে সর্বোচ্চ 93 সেন্টিগ্রেড তাপমাত্রার যে কোনো উত্তপ্ত লিকুইড। RFL CPVC Pro Pipe and Fittings, the hot option. মহারাজ নতুন রেড কিং কুলিং অয়েল, এতে রয়েছে এক অনন্য পাওয়ার কুলিং টিউব যা কুলিং ক্রিস্টাল সমৃদ্ধ। হবে রাজার মতো ঘুম। অনন্য পাওয়ার কুলিং টিউব যুক্ত রেড কিং কুলিং অয়েল।
Optimize technology আর হাই কোয়ালিটি ফ্যাব্রিক কমফি ম্যাট্রেস নিয়ে এলো জীবন পাল্টানোর এক অন্যরকম আরাম। কমফি ম্যাট্রেস
The partnership of 85 comes to an end. But they need more of the same from Miller and Van der Dussen. Every partnership now is a big one, but in terms of the recognised out-and-out batsmen, these are the last two. There's his numbers, and you can't deny them. They are more than adequate, averaging 40 coming in at this position in the order at a good strike rate. He's been a consistent performer. Big sample size, 141 matches, and often is required to finish with not many balls to face. Today he's got a lot. There's still 141 balls to play, 23 and a half overs, so he's got time. The one plus for David Miller, he knows that if he can have a decent start, he'll always catch up towards the end because he can clear any road.
Neil McKenzie touched on the point that there's a couple of guys he's scored. I think Potchefstroom in particular was one of the innings that he played against Bangladesh, so they know what he's capable of. David Miller.
He's underway. That was a T20 100, of course, at Potchefstroom. It wasn't a one-day 100, but nonetheless, the Bangladeshis will know what he can do.
This is an absolute snorter. Have a look at the bounce. Climbs steeply on Bavuma. He takes it on almost the second grab, but that's exactly what they were after. A bit of something. And bent his back, got something out of the surface, and it's worked a trick.
Oh, that is hurt. Less bounce than he expected. And Rassie van der Dussen has won that one.
He was actually fortunate. He almost dragged it back onto his stumps as it popped down onto the turf. But he'll have an aiming board for the rest of the teammates tomorrow when he takes his shirt off and they start jabbing in the spot where it's made contact.
Is that what they do?
Yeah, just to check if it's sore or not.
Probably tell them straight away it is. Pulled through mid-wicket. Just the one. two very good overs in a row. The first and the last of probably his spell from Tuskin, although they might be tempted now to go to Miller, but that one from Sheriful, brilliant. 123 for 4.
Saudi Extreme. Enjoy smooth